What if every controversial decision, every lucky draw, every crucial VAR call, seemed to favor Egypt instead of Argentina? Would Mohamed Salah already have a World Cup? Would Egypt become football's greatest dynasty? Or would fans accuse FIFA of the biggest conspiracy in football history? Today, we're diving into an alternate football universe where Egypt, not Argentina, is FIFA's golden child. Let's begin. Imagine it's the early 2000s. Egypt is already dominating African football, winning multiple AFCON titles. But in this alternate universe, something changes. Instead of struggling to qualify for the World Cup, Egypt always seems to get the easiest qualification path. Borderline referee decisions? They always go Egypt's way. Last-minute penalties? Egypt gets them. Questionable VAR decisions? Somehow, they're always in Egypt's favor. Fans begin to notice. Commentators start asking questions. Social media explodes with one phrase. FIFA loves Egypt. Sound familiar? Because in our real world, many people jokingly say that about Argentina. But now, Egypt is the center of every conspiracy theory. Then comes Mohamed Salah, already one of Africa's greatest players. But now imagine he enters every World Cup surrounded by unbelievable luck. In 2018, instead of getting injured before the tournament, the challenge is called a red card. Salah stays fit. Egypt escapes the group stage. In 2022, they qualify comfortably. They avoid every tournament favorite until the semi-finals. VAR overturns 2 goals against them. A controversial penalty sends them into the final. And suddenly, Mohamed Salah lifts the FIFA World Cup. Not once, but maybe twice. He instantly enters the GOAT conversation. Forget Ballon d'Or debates. People begin comparing him directly with Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Now the ripple effects begin. Egypt becomes the biggest football nation in Africa. Young players around the world dream of wearing the Pharaoh's jersey. European clubs scout Egypt more than ever. The Egyptian Premier League becomes one of Africa's richest competitions. Sponsors flood into Cairo. Stadiums are expanded. Youth academies receive billions in investment. Football in Africa changes forever. Countries like Nigeria, Morocco, Senegal, and Ghana suddenly have a new giant to chase. Egypt becomes what Brazil once was, a football empire. But what happens to Argentina? Without those key moments, without favorable tournament runs, maybe Lionel Messi never wins the World Cup. Imagine Messi retiring with no World Cup. No iconic trophy lift. No greatest ever debate victory. Instead, people forever compare him to Maradona, and say, he was incredible, but he never conquered the World Cup. Meanwhile, Egypt celebrates another golden generation. Football history looks completely different. As Egypt keeps winning, the accusations become impossible to ignore. Every World Cup seems to have one moment that changes everything. A penalty that nobody else can understand. A goal ruled offside by the smallest of margins. A controversial red card against Egypt's opponent. Or an extra 7, 8, even 10 minutes of added time, just enough for Egypt to score a dramatic winner. At first, people call it luck. Then they call it coincidence. But after years of the same pattern, the football world starts asking uncomfortable questions. Former players appear on television saying, "I've never seen anything like this." Pundits replay controversial decisions frame by frame. Fans create hour-long conspiracy videos, connecting every questionable call from one tournament to the next. Social media becomes a battlefield. Every time Egypt wins, millions celebrate. But millions more flood the comments with messages like, "Another gift from FIFA. The script was already written. Football isn't real anymore." Hashtags such as hashtag FIFA favors Egypt, hashtag scripted World Cup, and hashtag justice for football trend worldwide after every major tournament. Some supporters of Egypt don't care. They argue, people only complain because they're jealous. Champions always get criticized. Others insist Egypt's players are simply taking advantage of the opportunities in front of them. But rival fans aren't convinced. Stadiums become more hostile. Egyptian players are booed before kickoff. Every referee assigned to an Egypt match is placed under enormous pressure. Even FIFA itself is forced to release official statements denying any favoritism. Independent investigations are launched. Experts analyze thousands of referee decisions, yet no one can ever find concrete proof. Just an endless list of strange coincidences. And perhaps that's what makes the conspiracy even stronger. Because in football, sometimes perception becomes more powerful than the truth. Egypt may have become the greatest team on earth, but instead of being remembered only for their football, their legacy would forever be tied to one question. Did they truly earn it, or were they helped? When you really think about it, favoritism alone doesn't win football matches. A referee can award a penalty. VAR can overturn a goal. A lucky draw can make the road to the final easier. But none of those things can teach players how to score a free kick in the 90th minute. None of them can create world-class talent. None of them can build chemistry, determination, and years of hard work. Even in this alternate universe, Egypt would still need incredible players. They would still need leaders. They would still need moments of brilliance that inspire generations. That's what makes football so unpredictable. It's a sport where underdogs can shock giants, where one mistake can end a dream, and where one unforgettable moment can change history forever. If Egypt had become FIFA's so-called favorite instead of Argentina, football today would look almost unrecognizable. Mohamed Salah might be celebrated as the undisputed greatest African footballer ever, and perhaps even one of the greatest players in football history. The balance of power in world football would shift toward Africa. Young players across the continent would grow up believing that winning the World Cup isn't just a dream, it's an expectation. Argentina's story would be completely different. Lionel Messi's legacy would spark endless debates. Some would still call him the greatest. Others would argue that football's biggest prize forever escaped him. Entire documentaries, books, and debates would be rewritten. But maybe the biggest change wouldn't be the trophies. It would be the conversations. Because every great champion needs one thing above all else, the respect of football fans. And once people start believing the game is rigged, even the greatest victories begin to lose their magic. Thankfully, this is only a what-if scenario. A fun alternate history that reminds us just how much a few moments can reshape the beautiful game. Now it's your turn. If FIFA secretly favored one country, which nation do you think would dominate world football, and why? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy football stories, alternate histories, and crazy, what-if scenarios like this one, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next episode. Until next time, keep the debate alive, and keep loving the beautiful game.